Hey Ultimates, Ultima456 here, welcome back to episode 2 of Let's Platinum Dark Souls 3. Alright, let's keep doing this. We are in the Firelink shrine at the moment, so we're going to do a few things to do here before we continue with the story, so let's go ahead and do them. Let's talk to this guy here. His name is Hawkwood, which sounds like awkward, and I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what his name is. Let's listen.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends with the metal to link the fire. They're not fit to lick their boots.
Alright, so if we talk to Hawkwood, he gives us the collapse gesture. So let's keep talking to him. Okay, and that's it. Let's talk to him again.
Sick joke. Asking us to seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. We're talking true legends.
Okay, yeah, he said the same thing. Alright, so pretty much he says the same thing now. We only needed to talk to him there to get a gesture. There's a trophy for getting all the gestures. Let's leave her for the time being and we'll go talk to Andre. This is Andre the blacksmith. Let me just see something here. Yeah, so I've still got online messages because I haven't stopped playing yet, but they'll go away soon.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. Toilsome journey, I'd wager. You require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith. Such is my purpose.
Alright, so that's Andre. So he can do a lot of stuff. He can reinforce our weapon, which we will be using later. He can infuse our weapon, which we will also be using later. This is a useless option. I have no idea why they put this in the game, because it might be to do with PvP, but essentially repairing equipment with him doesn't really work, because every time you return to Firelink Shrine, your equipment, or every time you use a bonfire, your equipment gets completely repaired. So the only reason I can think that that's there is maybe if like the weapon breaks completely or whatever, so I don't know, I'm not sure. A lot Estus is interesting. So throughout the game there are 15 Estus flasks that we can get in total. We have 4 currently, which means that we can have we can find 11 more what are known as Estus shards to give us an extra Estus flask, and they have to be divided between Ashen Estus flasks, which give the FP or magic or mana, whatever you want to call it, back, and normal Estus flasks, which give health back. So because we're not going to be using mana for the entire game, we're going to allot the Estus to 4 on the left, and that way we have 4 sips of the Estus before it runs out. So that's good. This is how you reinforce the Estus flask. So when you find Estus shards, you can put them. You can click this, and then it'll say, "Would you like to reinforce?" Yes, and then you can get another Estus flask. Okay, let's talk to him again.
Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them
Okay, so I guess that's what it is.
I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would.
Alright, so it looks like, yeah, this is probably for when they break completely. Alright, let's keep talking.
There are 2 ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down.
Cool. And because we talked to him a few times, we get the hurrah gesture. I think that's it now. Oh no, he's got one more thing to say.
Infusing weapons with gems requires a special kind of coal. My humble coals won't be any use infusing more unusual gems. I know, it's an awful shame, but it's all I have. Oh, please don't give me that look. Believe it or not, I'm quite thin-skinned.
Okay.
By the way, if you find
Yeah.
Estus shards, bring them here. They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks. Without those flasks, you want for life or focus. And they'll always stay with you. Why not treat them well?
Alright, cool. Yep, okay, so yeah. He's talking the same thing now, so we don't need to worry. Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered. Alright, no problem. A lot of deaths around here. Okay, so let's talk to the only two people left. With the only two people. There's actually three, actually, now that I think about it.
To make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveller. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont, no?
Alright, so this is a Shrine Handmaiden. Oh, I thought it was Handmaiden. This is Handmaid. Alright, so she can sell us a few items. We're going to buy one Prism Stone, so we don't have to worry about that later. We don't need the White Soapstone yet. We will eventually need that, like, way later. I don't think I've mentioned this, but this is going to be an extremely long playthrough. I'd say this is going to go more than 50 episodes, almost certainly. And this is what we're looking for here. We need to amass 20,000 souls, which at this early stage in the game is a lot, to buy this key. But I personally think that buying this key with the rewards that you get is highly worth it, especially as early as possible as you can in the game. So that's what we're aiming for. I forgot what the dried finger does, but we'll buy it like way later in the game as well. We don't need to worry about spells. When I first played the game, I thought that buying this heal aid would be useful, but it's not that great. It's not really such a big deal, so we won't worry about it too much. We can also sell her stuff. Let's see if she's...
If my wares are not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
Alright, so if we bring her Umbral Ash, she essentially is going to get more items to sell. Alright, before we talk to the Firekeeper, which is that woman there, we're going to talk to this guy who's really well hidden, but when you finally find him, you realize. So this guy, if you notice, he's got no legs, and I haven't found out why that is. I don't know if they'll eventually tell us. Maybe he'll tell me now and I just didn't notice it. This is Ludleth the Exiled, by the way. Also the Exiled. Look at my character's right foot, by the way.
If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my child corpse. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look.
Okay, so...
Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords, as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be linked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of so it is, I became a lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a colossus.
Okay, yep, it's the same thing. Alright, so basically our quest, and I think this woman's going to tell us, is that there are these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 5 thrones, and we have to fill those thrones by defeating the Lords of Cinder. He is a Lord of Cinder, so he's already there, but we need to fill the others, and that's our quest, and then we can finish the game. Let's talk to this one.
I'm a firekeeper. I tend to the flame and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
Okay, so we can level up with her, but we're not going to do that yet.
Ashen one, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen one, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Ashen one,
Okay,
ashen one.
that's pretty much all we need to do. Alright, so she gave us the coiled sword, or we got the coiled sword before, so let's embed the coiled sword here. Oh wait, we haven't, no, there is one more thing that we need to do. Just remembered. Well, it's not super important, but I'll do it anyway. If we climb up, where is it, here, and go left, we can reach this area here outside. I have yet to figure this out. This is a seed of, hang on, of a giant tree is yet to fall. Apparently there's something to do with, well, something later in the game, but we'll see that later. Soul of a deserted corpse, that's all we wanted to get here. We'll get that ladder later. This is the tower that we can open with the tower key, so we need 20,000 souls to do so, so we'll open it later. For now, let's continue with the game. Alright, we're going to go into the first area, essentially, of the game. Well, the first area after the first boss fight. We're not going to level up. We really want those 20,000 souls as soon as possible. Don't worry though, we will level up later. It'll be really fun. Alright, travel, and we can travel to this new area called the High Wall of Lothric. So let's go there. Okay, so while we're waiting with this loading screen, I want to say that I do apologize for the the quality of the video. There's a lot of fragmenting in my videos, and that's mainly because I record all of them at 1080p 60 frames per second. So what I'm seeing right now is perfect. It's beautiful. It looks nice, right? But unfortunately, because I live in Australia, and I've mentioned this before, we don't have good upload speeds, and it's very, very low. So I have to reduce the quality of my videos so that the size isn't too astronomical, and it takes me a relatively okay amount of time to upload, which sucks. Essentially, what that means is that, to put it in perspective, what you're seeing now is obviously. Oh, what you're seeing now is about 1/3 of the quality that it should be looking like. When you encode at a 12,000 bit rate, it looks pretty much like what I'm seeing now. There's a little bit of a difference, but not much. But I have to encode at a 4,000 bit rate, which is 3 times less, so that's why it looks like that. Yeah, so I apologize for that. Hopefully in the future, there's a way to get other things to, or get a better upload speed, but at the moment there's not really. Too many options for me. Okay, so we're going to start here with the right side of the area. There's a guy here. Poke him. Kill him. Okay. This area it's not too bad. The funny thing about this though is that when I was it last year? I think it was last year. Last year we have in Australia we have a game store called EB Games. And they put on an expo, a convention, pretty much every year now. When they started in 2010 or 2012. Oh, forgot about this guy. Nice. And I went to this expo for the first time last year, and I played Dark Souls 3, and I played this section of the game. It was slightly different, but I did play this section of the game, and I was scared because the section ended with a specific boss, and I couldn't beat the boss, and I couldn't figure out why. They gave us like quite a few weapons and all that kind of stuff to muck around with, but I couldn't figure out why I couldn't beat the boss. And then I left the expo without beating it, and I was like, oh, and then I kind of, in my mind, I realized how I could have beaten it. But we don't need to worry about that for now. Actually, it was down there in that church, straight down there. Alright, when you get here, run and start dashing and attack, oh, I think it's this guy. Attack that guy immediately, because yeah, it is that guy. Essentially what's going to happen is if you don't attack that guy, he's going to turn into the first boss, like how the first boss looked, after we got him like about halfway down. You know how he like grew all that black and dragony serpent-like stuff? That's what he's going to turn into, and it's going to be really, really hard to beat him. It's actually legitimately difficult to beat him if you let him do that. So don't let him do that. Okay, then take these guys out. As you can see, all the enemies, they're not really posing too much of a threat. There's like a few instances where they are a threat, but for the most part, it's okay. We'll take a sip of Estus here to get back to full health, and the reason I'm doing that now is because when you kill enemies, there's a chance. I don't know what the chance is based on. Actually, I probably should look that up, but I don't know what the chance is based on. There's a chance that when you kill enemies, you can get a replenishment of Estus back. Oops, that was bad. So you'll see how there was like, it was probably hard to tell, but there was like a tiny little white, like a few white lines. Can't open this yet, so we've got to go the other way. There's a few white lines that led to me, or that were like tracking to me. That gave me, what was that? Bloodstain. That gave me souls. If I get a yellow one, like a sort of a yellowy color coming to me, that will give me Estus. So it makes like a specific sound. So if you're playing with sound, you'll be able to tell, like, it's like, oh, okay, I got Estus from that enemy. And since there are a ton of enemies in this beginning area, it's actually pretty worth it if you lose health early, you may as well use your Estus so that you have a chance to gain some more. Okay, let's grab this. I don't know what this guy... oh, it must be that then. I was like, I don't know what this guy carrying the lantern, like, I don't know what him shaking the lantern does. I guess it like activates one of the... There we go, I got an Estus replenishment. So I went back to 4. So that was actually a really good decision to do that. Broken straight sword. We want to kill absolutely everything, because obviously we're trying to get to 20,000 souls. At this stage of the game, it's very difficult to do that because everything gives so little. I think these guys are giving like 30, I think that was, 30 souls. And getting to 20,000 is hard. But trust me, I've already practiced this and tried it, it works. And as long as you don't lose your souls, then you'll be fine. Oh, that was... Alright, just... Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. There are firebomb enemies, sorry, sort of up and to my left, so I'm just going to pull these guys back. Smacked the wall there, but it worked. Okay, so this isn't too bad. I've lost like an okay amount of health because I can still replenish that with one of my Estuses, and so I'm going to do that now. And not only that, but I can hopefully kill another enemy and get another Estus back. Alright, so there's that guy. Sometimes they won't throw, like... what? I was up here, you should have thrown it right in front, exactly like that. What a jerk. Oh well, it's not a big deal, doesn't matter. Binoculars! Praise the pointless. Sometimes playing online is kind of fun. Sometimes like you get you get funny messages. But yeah, for the most part I'm not going to be doing that. I'm only doing that now because I haven't I haven't left the game like I said. We only got 6 minutes left. Alright, come down here. Drop down here and we get an item, which is a gold pine resin. That's pretty good. I don't really ever use like those items too much, but if you're having trouble, it's probably worthwhile to try and use it. There's a firebomb, there's a guy there, so obviously be careful. Oh, I think I went too hard. And now he's dead. Alright. Oops, I touched a bloodstain. So there we go, there's another guy who's playing and he dies. Okay, so this area behind this little gate here, we can't actually get to it right now. I'm going to pop another Estus, it's alright. We can't actually get to that area right now. We can drop down here. You can climb down the ladder as well. I like to just drop down. we can't get to that area yet because, and you'll see in a moment why. Alright, this guy is a little bit annoying. Kick his... Ooh. That was actually okay. Gotta be careful. There's an arrow firing dude. Yeah, he's over there. There, and that massive hit. Okay, pillaged corpse, deserter armor. None of the armor that we can find. What the hell? Why is he running away? Alright, well anyway, what you can do is come up here. There's a dragon that comes in. And now he's pretty much going to kill everything. Look at our souls at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. 36, and a lot more than 36. All those enemies are dying, and now if we go here, see Shadow, he just destroys everything. So it's really good, we get like 300 souls just from that. Okay, and now this is the other bit. So we need to have him breathe fire up here. And I think he's going to do that. Did he do it? No, he didn't do it. Come on. Don't breathe fire down there. Oh, wait, he did it everywhere. Alright. Anyway, let's run through here. Even though it's still on flames, because you're supposed to go this way, they give you a little bit of leniency as to how long that actually lasts. Come up here and immediately go this side and kill this guy. Oops. Didn't know he took 3 hits. That guy over there that's walking towards us, do not attack him. Just kill the guy I told you to kill and this guy. And just let him patrol past. Sometimes in the game and just like in life, there are challenges that you can't accomplish yet, and you need more time to work on them. So he's one of those challenges. Do not engage him. He will almost certainly kill you. He's not impossible. Like, he is possible to kill at this stage of the game, and we are going to be killing him later, but just not right now. He's just too dangerous right now. So once you've done that, come in here, grab this, turn around, and climb up these steps to reach another bonfire. So this is pretty good, because now we've got 2. We may as well, because we're going to be continuing, oh man, kind of wish, oh yeah, there's an item here. Kind of wish I was a little bit further into the game, so that way, further into this episode, so I could stop right here. But maybe there'll be another area to stop. So let's rest at this bonfire. The reason we're resting is because even though it's going to reset everything that we've already killed, we're going to be continuing forward and onwards, so we don't need to have everything in that area killed. So let's let him patrol away again. Just be very careful. Watch out for that guy. This guy's pretty dangerous, but he's not too bad. He can get you sometimes though. Alright, here's something. R2 and forward. Yeah, I got it. Whoa, okay, watch out for this guy as well. There are hidden walls in this game, just like, is there hidden walls in Bloodborne? Yeah, there were some. I don't remember that many, but I think there were some. I shouldn't do that, because that's probably loud on the ears. Let's go down here first. But we won't be finding any hidden walls for a while, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Yeah, definitely want to go down here first. Okay, to defeat this guy, just wait until he stops like swinging, go behind him, and then another tactic you can use is as soon as he's on the ground, like if you backstab him, no, I'm just going to kill him now, but if you backstab him, just take a step back and then hold R2 and poke him. Almost certainly you'll always have a good advantage on being able to kill him, so that's a really good tactic to use, especially with this weapon and the weapon that we're going to get. And essentially the weapon that we're going to get is going to be an even better version of that tactic. We'll get that item in a sec. Kill this guy. Okay, grab this item. We'll grab that on the way back actually. How are we doing for time? Alright, cool. And alright, so here we find someone in a cell. But unlike some of the other games, we can't talk to him. But we can get the key to release him really soon, so we're going to do that later. But for the time being, we're going to go back here. Oops, there we go. And we're going to collect some throwing knives. And you know what? I'm going to stop the episode here. but I'm actually going to go reset the enemies in this area, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here next time, but I want to have the opportunity to kill some of the enemies that I already killed again, just so I can keep pushing that soul level a little bit higher, because in my testing I realized that it gets really, really close, and you do have to kill some enemies over and over again. So it's a good idea to rest at the moment, and we'll continue from this position next time. And it's also good for me to like stop right at a bonfire. Alright, so that is it for episode 2 of Let's Platinum Dark Souls 3. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, I'll see you next time.